Last night was really cool, and here's why. After me grinding, essentially, with Yoshimitsu in Tekken 8 for what, some 3 weeks, I hit purple ranks with him. Now, for those who don't know, just like with Street Fighter 6, there's separate ranks in ranked matches for Tekken. You start down, I want to say you start at like gray, and then it goes to like light blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and then purple, okay? And there's still more above that. There's blue, like dark blue, and then gold, which is like the top level. And then if you're like one of the best in the world, you get one of those super premier exclusive titles that you can't get unless you're like number 1 or something like that, right? So, in perspective here, what I hit last night with Yoshimitsu would be the equivalent of, say, getting like low to mid-level diamond in Street Fighter 6, okay? Not master rank yet. Master rank, I would argue, would probably be around like mid-level blue to gold, okay? But I'm like 1 tier below that. And that's pretty good. Because, again, as I keep explaining to you guys, which a lot of people don't seem to understand, I don't really have a competitive background nor a lot of competitive knowledge when it comes to Tekken. I've played the series over the years. I know basics like Paul Phoenix. You saw on day 1, I jumped in with Paul and I got a big win streak, right? But outside of that, I don't have that level of experience. And so for me to have jumped into a different fighting game franchise other than Street Fighter, and within a month of the game coming out, essentially getting to pretty good rankings with a character is pretty big of an accomplishment for me. And a lot of people have even said that this game is harder than Street Fighter. I agree with that, actually. And a lot of people are also saying that even YouTubers who play Tekken are having an issue getting out of red into purple. A lot of them kind of hang around high red, low purple, and they juggle back and forth, but they have a hard time hitting it. So it's an accomplishment for me. All right? Again, someone who I felt like at one point, any attempt to get good at fighting games was in my past. I hear the landscapers outside. I'm going to have to close the window in a second. But yeah, like, I really felt that way. First of all, I'm in my 40s. You know what I mean? Like, I played competitive Street Fighter at a high level in my early to mid 20s. And then I basically tapped out. You know what I mean? Like, I said, forget this. Did I play Street Fighter after that? Yeah, for YouTube, dicking around. Playing, you know, Madness series, picking each random character and essentially just messing around, doing sets, swearing at the TV, swearing at the people on the other end of the internet for fun. Okay, the point I'm making here is, for the last 15 years, I haven't actually tried to be good at Street Fighter, okay? One of the things that everyone has always made fun of me for is a comment that I made like over a decade ago, and I think it was something to the effect of, I can be good at games competitively if I try. Like any game I could pick up and play at a competitive level if I actually dedicated myself to it. Now, a lot of people made fun of me for that and said, ha, yeah, like Phil's going to play League of Legends competitively. Phil's going to play Call of Duty competitively or whatever. But it's funny because over the years, if you watch my gameplay, right, take a look at Call of Duty. There's actually been years where I play it quite a bit, and I'm actually good at it. When I play it, I'm dominating. I'm always at the top of the leaderboards. I'm the one with the crazy kill streaks and everything, right? And people are like, where does this come from? Because all I've ever heard is that Phil sucks at video games, so how is he good at Call of Duty like this? You tell me. Right? And in Street Fighter, I mean, literally any Street Fighter that I've played, except for 5, because I hated 5. Legit, I just straight up hated Street Fighter 5 and didn't want to play it. I thought it played like trash. But any of these games, you know, that I've tried playing and I mess around with, I usually get decent at. But then I just don't care, right? Like, admittedly, take a look at the fighting games I've covered in the last, like, 10 plus years. The Mortal Kombat trilogy, so that would be 9, 10, and 11. Injustice 1 and 2. I'm trying to think like what Capcom games I even would have played, because not Street Fighter 5, because I tried Street Fighter 5 and I hated it. You know, Tekken 7, which is really a joke compared to how I'm covering Tekken 8. That's true. Smash Brothers, I did when the new Smash Brothers came out. I tried that. Multiverses is another case, right? Basically, what I do is I cover them in a way where I play a bunch of characters. I go through the story modes. I'll maybe switch around, try some good stuff with each character, and then I just drop them within like a few weeks. I'm like, all right, whatever, it's run its course. I never really try to learn the competitive nature of the games at all. I don't bother with it. I feel like it's not worth the time. Now, here's the thing. I feel like now, since Street Fighter 6, since I actually put in the time and effort for months and months to get back into competitive fighting games, I feel like I'm back in a position where I could get good at fighting games again if I so chose. But people ask me, well, what are you doing it for? Are you actually going to go to a tournament? No, I'm not. Well, what? Yeah, there's a difference between playing a fighting game casually, playing a fighting game at a good level, and playing a fighting game professionally. Those are three completely different experiences. You know, casually, you just don't give a shit. You're just fucking around. If you can land a good combo or get a few wins in a win streak, haha, but it doesn't matter. Trying to get good at a fighting game, it's a different level. You feel a level of accomplishment when you overcome a big adversary, or you go on a good win streak, or you hit a good ranked level like I just did last night. But absolutely not am I going to go at a pro level or anything like that. I don't care about it enough. If I did, you have any idea the amount of investment it takes? Take a look at the pro players out there who are doing the best. They're signed to teams. A lot of them have sponsors paying their way to travel to do this. They are constantly playing the game. Some of them have a minimum of 5 hours a day. They're going to every tournament, every online competition. That's how you play these games at a high level, right? Not by just dicking around casually online a couple hours a week. You're not going to do that, right? I'm just not into that. My life is very different. I enjoy being a variety style content creator here on YouTube. I want nothing to do with the professional grind. I know what it's like. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've actually been there in that lifestyle. Back in the 2000s, I was traveling around for competitive Street Fighter and everything. And dude, I do not envy that lifestyle. It is very draining. It is very stressful. It is time consuming. And it is definitely, if you ever heard the term grind, that's like your life is a grind. Your whole life is just a grind to hopefully finally make it. Get enough wins that you're notable, that people talk about you, that people want to see you play. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I have no intention of being competitive in that regard. But to actually be able to play fighting games at the level I'm playing them is pretty cool. Like, I feel good about this. Playing Tekken and... All right, we're starting with Yoshimitsu. And when I start a fight, I feel comfortable at the beginning of the fight. I know kind of three different strategies I can start on fight and see what happens with them, right? And then I'm starting to learn situational stuff in the game. I'm starting to learn actual character matchups and the like. You know what I mean? Like, I'm learning this stuff, and as I'm learning it, I'm just getting better and better, and I'm having a good time with it. I am, okay? And I'm happy that I've done as good as I am. Now, it's hilarious because as soon as I hit purple rank last night, in came the negative comments from idiots. You only do this mashing bullshit, and you do this, and that's how you win. It's like, ha ha ha. You want to know the truth? That makes me feel good. Because if these idiots are so upset that I hit that rank, that means that it actually is notable that I hit the rank, correct? Because if it didn't really matter, then no one would care or say a word. But the fact that the moment I hit purple, people ran in to leave comments of how nasty, you know, how stupid I am, how I suck, that's fucking hilarious. Because it means that they're pissy about it. They cannot take the fact that last year I told you all I'm going to commit myself to Street Fighter and I'm going to get good at it, and then I got multiple characters into Master Rank. They're so pissy about that happened. And by the way, a positive win-loss record on every one of those characters. I wasn't one of the people who grinded for 7 months to get one character to Master and had like a 20% win-loss ratio. Every one of those characters had a positive win-loss ratio in Master, right? And the same thing now with Tekken. I have won way more than I have lost, because actually it was Even the Great has been keeping stats. And if you take a look at my statistics with Yoshimitsu particularly, I think I only had, out of all the nights I've played, 2 nights were losing nights, meaning I lost more than I won. But every other night I have won way more than I've lost. Like last night, and we're talking high level red and then these purple matches that I was having, I won 66% of the time. That's a great ratio. If you're winning 2/3 of the time in anything in life, you're winning. That's great. So I'm actually pleased with how things are going. It's not, oh, Phil is lucky and stumbled into these ranks. I'm actually getting good at the games and getting positive win-loss ratios and doing well, and that's excellent. Now, the one thing that does disappoint me, all right? I'm going to be honest, this disappoints me. It doesn't seem like the viewership is along for the ride. What do I mean by that? I am not getting the amount of any attention or engagement like I did with Street Fighter 6 with Tekken. I'm not saying that I'm not grateful. Last night, the support was outstanding. The stream was well supported. But when I was playing Street Fighter 6, dude, people were there all the time. The viewership was high. The views on YouTube were high for the videos. That's why I was able to play Street Fighter 6 for 7+ months as a featured stream, right? Right now with Tekken 8, I'm only playing it twice a week as a late night stream, so like 2.5 hours each night. And that's about the most I can do. It doesn't even really work as a daytime stream. You know, people just don't seem as engaged for that reason. So yeah, like for me, it is disappointing. I wonder why. You know, I wonder why people like Street Fighter 6 so much better. Do you want, because people now are asking me questions like, which game do you think is better? Yeah, that's a really tough question. I think both of them have outstanding graphics. Both of them have great controls. Both of them have really great, you know, systems in place. If Street Fighter 5, if you said Street Fighter 5 versus Tekken, I would have said Tekken. But now I think both games are complex enough with their engines and stuff going on, and have enough going on in them that they're just really good. It's hard for me to actually pick. Really, it's hard for me to actually pick. I think they're both really good. So yeah, it's a hard choice for me because I like both a lot. But the viewers definitely have chose Street Fighter 6. Like when it comes to me playing fighting games, Street Fighter 6 is the game that more people came out for, more people were excited for, and even now, I'm getting good at Tekken. I hit purple rank. People are like, so when are you going back to Street Fighter 6? Are you going to play with Ed? No. I've been saying it for 2-3 weeks. No. I'm not doing that. I have no desire to drop Tekken and I'll go back to Street Fighter 6 just because a DLC character came out. No. Maybe down the line, but Tekken 8 is very exciting to me right now, and I want to keep going. I mean, what's my next goal? I want to hit blue. I want to get to blue with Yoshimitsu because that's kind of where people consider master rank, you know? So I definitely want to keep going. And I hope that people, again, will be along for the ride. I was very happy and pleased last night when people actually were very supportive of me hitting purple. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, that's really nice of people to actually support like that. We hadn't seen that level of support for Tekken in a long time, you know? But anyway, thank you for being along for this journey. Again, in my 40s. About to hit 42 years of age in a month, actually. Wow, 1 month from today is actually my 42nd birthday. I didn't even realize that. And I'm actually doing better at fighting games now than I ever have before, with the exception being the mid-2000s when I was doing so well at Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I would argue that was the highest level of competition I've ever had when I was winning tournaments and stuff in Super Turbo. But outside of that, now is the best I've ever been. And I'm old. I have bad reaction time, right? And I'm still doing well. That's pretty crazy. So anyway, I certainly hope that you guys are enjoying this stuff, and I'm going to keep with it, stick with it, and try to get my Yoshimitsu to blue. I don't know if it'll happen. What very well may happen is I'm going to hit a wall where, because I only play the game a couple times a week, I just don't have enough knowledge to win anymore. I'll win a few, then lose a few, then win a few and lose a few, and never be able to proceed because people are going to have these advanced tactics and strategies that I'm not going to understand. You know, right now I'm having a lot of problems with character knowledge. Every time I fight a Kuma, I lose because the Kuma does something I didn't even know was in their moveset because I've only fought like 3 Kumas, right? So that's just going to keep happening, is that people are going to hit me with these moves I don't even know what they are, and then the whole round's over, like son of a bitch, right? So that knowledge gap, yeah, that knowledge gap is killing me right now. And only playing, you know, twice a week is just, it's going to be rough.